Why does it feel like we live in a time where everyone's got beef? Drake, Kendrick, now NFL cornerbacks are going back and forth at it. Ooh, boy, get your popcorn ready because we got a big game on primetime football between the Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. But you might be asking, what are you talking about? Well, there was this tweet that has since been deleted between Sauce Gardner, cornerback one for the New York Jets, and Charvarius Ward, 49ers cornerback one, going back and forth, chirping at each other after the 49ers Super Bowl loss. And now this obviously is going to spill over into the week one matchup on Monday Night Football. Prime time is about to be sick, but let's take a look at the tweet and give our thoughts on it. So as you can see, if you look at Sauce Gardner's tweet there below, I'll even make it a little bit bigger. You can see he says, I told y'all the Niners might look better on paper, but the Chiefs always find a way. Laughing emoji 100. And then Charvarius Ward obviously sees this and he quote tweets it and he says, boy, yo ass ain't never sniffed the playoffs. You watch it from the couch. Worry about the sorry ass Jets. Everybody got something to say about the team in the Super Bowl. Your opinion doesn't need to be heard, kid. Woo! Let's go. Get your popcorn ready. Like, this is grade A entertainment. Like, I think at the end of the day, we have to remind ourselves that football is an entertainment platform. It's here to capture our attentions and build and create storylines that lead into these games. And one of the best young up and coming, arguably one of the best cornerbacks in the league right now, Sauce Gardner, with the 49ers quarterback one, Mooney Ward, going back at each other after the Super Bowl, that's going to lead to some high quality conversations leading up to this game. I got to shout out my guy, 49ers Throwback. That's where I got it from. I didn't even see this. So today was the first time that I saw this interaction. Apparently, this went down, obviously, after the Super Bowl. But I didn't know this existed. So I'm today years old, finding out that Charvarius Ward and Sauce Gardner kind of chirping each other a little bit. And listen, I understand on both sides. Anyone sitting on the couch, the millions and millions of eyes watching the Super Bowl, you're always going to be critical of the team that loses. It just comes with the territory. But for one of the better cornerbacks in the league to come out and say what he had to say about, the San Francisco 49ers being good on paper, I mean, considering the 49ers did go into overtime against the Kansas City Chiefs, and yes, the fact remains they did figure out how to get it done. But to Charvarius Ward's point, he makes a very valid point. It's like, man, what have the Jets done? What have you, like, individually? Sauce Gardner's had a pretty solid career, but as a whole, as a team, like, this is a team sport. What has your team done since you've been in the league? They haven't done diddly squat. And yes, your quarterback went down. 49ers quarterback lost 3 quarterbacks in one season and still made it to the NFC Championship. So I don't want to hear the excuses from Sauce Gardner and the Jets. This is serious. This is real beef right now. I'm just kidding. It's not real beef. It's just I feel like we live in an increasingly hostile online environment where, in the sense of, everyone's got a response, or everyone has an opinion, everyone has a response, and that's the world we live in right now. I mean, again, the Drake Kendrick whole situation that just took over. This is a perfect example of, all of this stuff. Someone says something, then a response, and the rebuttal response, and that's just kind of what we got here. But nonetheless, get your popcorn ready, because Monday Night Football is going to be fireworks. Aaron Rodgers, Brock Purdy, Sauce Gardner, Mooney Ward, Garrett Wilson, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. I'm looking forward to this. You got, the Jets have that guy that we know really well, who was a former Philadelphia Eagle, Hassan Reddick. So he's over there now. We know that they have a ton of 49ers, Javon Kinlaw, Solomon Thomas. They signed Isaiah Oliver, DJ Reed, obviously Sala as the head coach, 49ers former DC. So all eyes, the whole NFL world is going to be watching Monday Night Football Week 1 at Levi's. 49ers Jets. It's gonna be electric. I think the last time that the 49ers had a Monday night home opener was like what, 2016. So it's been quite a while, and we get something good. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. I'm going to be interested to see if either one of these guys respond to this situation. I guarantee you, maybe as we get closer to that game, and media has access to Charvarius Ward, maybe they will talk about this in some sense. But nonetheless, it feels like football's close, man. I know we have some time. I know there's still a couple months. We got to get through training camp, all that kind of stuff. We got to get through the dead period. Haven't even had OTAs and mandatory minicamp, but it just feels like schedule's coming out tomorrow. We're starting to get little crumbs, little pieces of it kind of given to us to kind of chew on. And then we're going to have the whole schedule drop. Everyone's going to be able to plan out their travel for the year. I'll be able to plan out which games I want to travel to. Are we going to be getting an international game? That's like the number one thing that I'm looking out for. Are the 49ers playing in UK? Because we had the Deebo Samuel thing where he was on the NFL UK accounts, a big surprise coming. It feels like there could be a chance the 49ers are playing overseas, which again is going to be an interesting scenario because of the travel, having to travel halfway across the world for a football game. But it would be fascinating nonetheless because last time the 49ers played internationally was in Mexico City. And boy, that game was electric. And I would imagine you'd get the same type of electricity overseas in the UK. They love. There's a big 49er fan base out there too already. So I feel like we could get that UK game. I don't know, but I've seen a lot of fans not hyped about that game, obviously, because their gripe is the competitive advantage of potentially giving it to another team that doesn't have to travel as much as, let's say, the 49ers, who are coming all the way from the West Coast. 49ers already have one of the most miles traveled year in, year out because they're on the West Coast. So we'll see. But what do you guys make of the beef? Is it beef, or is it just two guys chirping each other? And what do you think about the upcoming schedule release? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.